Hi, everybody. My name is Jill Jetlica. I'm the Executive Director of Buffalo Niagara Waterkeeper. I'm thrilled to kind of be joined here today with all these wonderful partners on a beautiful, almost spring-like day here in Western New York. We need this. Joining me today, I do want to introduce some folks. Joining me are Bonnie Kane-Lockwood, the Governor's Western New York Regional Director, and she's also here on behalf of Empire State Development. Julie Barrett O'Neill, she's the Regional Director for Region 9 DEC. We also have some folks from the town of West Seneca. We've got Gary Dixon, the town of West Seneca Supervisor, Brian Cosgrove, who is the West Seneca Chief of Police. We've got Jeff Picaric, did I get that right? All right, the West Seneca Council Member. Also some of our colleagues here from Wendell. We have John Grabowski and Erica Grohall. From GBS is our contractor, Jeremy Berger, and of course our project manager for this site, Catherine Winkler. Today we are happy to announce the 7th Blueway site and 2nd ADA accessible fishing pier in the region. Our community has worked in collaboration for decades to reclaim and restore the environmental damages to our waterways, and the ecosystem work and recovery continues. Meanwhile, the demand and interest in outdoor recreation continues to grow. Sorry, thank you. Sorry about that. That was great. Meanwhile, the demand and interest in outdoor recreation is growing more than ever. People are feeling the need to seek out solace of nature, make connections to fish and wildlife, and experience the natural beauty that surround us, but oftentimes is overlooked. So Buffalo Niagara Waterkeeper understands this community need, and we have spent nearly the majority of our 35 years trying to deliver a cleaner environment and stronger connections to nature. We don't accomplish this alone. Waterkeeper and our partners have been rapidly enhancing water access since 2018. This Blueway work collectively improves access, improves amenities and user experiences, and connects more people to their regional waterways, while also making better connections to the land-based greenway systems. Water access means different things to different people, and the diversity in use and experience helps guide our design work, so these places can benefit as many people as possible. Whether you are an angler or a paddler or a hiker or a bird watcher, whether you have limited mobility or not, Western New York's natural resources should be accessible to everyone. So everyone is then inspired to protect our waterways and be better environmental stewards. So this hidden gem at Harlem Road has provided access for several decades, and the New York State DEC has worked hard to maintain this site amongst all the other priorities that DEC has to manage for our region. So Waterkeeper's collaborative work with the DEC, with the state of New York, and with the town of West Seneca has resulted in the commitment of nearly $900,000 in ESD funding to improve the site. And the work here will include a concrete paddle launch and staircase, a gravel pathway, shoreline vegetation, educational signage, a Blueway marker that is visible from the water, and the 2nd ADA accessible fishing pier and an ADA accessible pathway. So this project is expected to last from mid-May to the end of November, and though it will be closed to the public during construction, there will be several alternative locations for anglers and paddlers to access, places like Higgins Park, Seneca Bluffs, Red Jacket Peninsula. The time frame also respects the priority seasonal runs of steelhead rainbow trout in Buffalo Creek. So this Harlem Road project site will join the growing list of new and improved Blueway sites along the Buffalo River and Outer Harbor, including Buffalo River Works, Wilkeson Point, Mutual Riverfront Park, Ohio Street Boat Launch, Red Jacket Park, and Higgins Park. And in addition, we have 2 more sites under design at both Seneca Bluffs and the Ralph Wilson Jr. Centennial Park. So for more information about the Blueway, or to plan your Blueway experience, people can visit our website at buffaloblueway.com, where there's an interactive trip mapper and more details and photos about each site. So it is now my pleasure to hand off to one of our most important partners in this project. That would be Bonnie Kane-Lockwood in the state of New York. Thanks, Bonnie.
Thank you. Good. Thank you so much. Good morning, everybody, and welcome. Special recognition to Jill, her team here at Buffalo Niagara Waterkeeper, for passion, for persistence, for leadership that brings us to days like today. And welcome to what will soon be the newest accessible site on the Buffalo Blueway. There is no question that I am the least outdoorsy person here today. I order fish. I do not fish. But my nephew fishes. And my nephew fished here throughout his teen years. Before he drove, every Saturday, his mom would drop him off here, and he would fish for hours at a time. And he would catch steelhead. He would catch and release steelhead. I think of my nephew, Matt, as a personification of what the governor promotes in her Get Offline, Get Outside campaign, because she has championed healthy living among young people and families and challenges us all to do the same. You know, I grew up not far from here, not far from where we stand today, in South Buffalo off Mineral Springs Road. It was unheard of to fish in the Buffalo River. I didn't even realize there was the Buffalo River. I drove or had people drive me to Crystal Beach, to Sunset, to Angola, never realizing or appreciating or being educated enough to know the benefits of a Buffalo River, a Lake Erie, a Casanova Creek, right? Casanova Creek. That's more like that. And there were good reasons for that. They weren't good reasons, but they were our reasons. There was no public access. It was polluted, and there were no fish. I used to say, I knew that thanks to the work of then the Friends of the Buffalo River, then to the Waterkeeper, that I knew the water was getting cleaner, because now I could see the shopping carts in the bottom of Cass Creek. I could, but it's one of those jokes that rings too true, because we did not appreciate what we had literally in our front yard and in our backyard. But it was the effort of citizen advocates. It was the hard work, the determination, the data collection, the grant writing, the collaborative nature with elected officials, with public supporters, with town leaders here in West Seneca and throughout the county that made us smarter, more determined to make days like today possible. Today, thanks to all of those efforts, we now have a cleaner aquatic habitats, one with shoreline access, continuously improved and developed for use by anglers, canoers, kayakers, those like myself who just want to sit in a lawn chair and relax. Funded by State's Economic Development Agency, Empire State Development, located here at a New York State DEC site. This Buffalo Blueway project will increase access to Western New York's best asset, our waterfront. And our governor, Kathy Hochul, remains the biggest champion of Buffalo's waterfront. Now, this is a governor who loves the outdoors. She bikes, she hikes, she boats, and she leads. She leads here in Western New York and across the state with the resources needed, the partnership it requires, and she tracks the results of such public investments that have led to improved health and positive public response over the years, to cleaner water, to access to amenities. Our state investment in the Buffalo Blueway is reaching its intended goal, connecting a network of public access points located near existing sites and attractions along Lake Erie and Niagara River and our Buffalo River corridors, increasing recreation and tourism, spurring development. It's a beautiful name, right? Buffalo Blueway, a beautiful name with serious goals. And it reinforces the commitment of the Buffalo Niagara Waterkeepers and New York State to creating and elevating and improving our ecosystems. Most importantly, connecting people to the water. And in today's world, connections to our natural worlds is a priority, a necessity. It nourishes the soul, it calms the heart. And I want to thank our partners, Buffalo Niagara Waterkeepers, on all of the Buffalo Waterway projects, the Buffalo Blueway projects. I want to thank Supervisor Dixon, his leadership team, the town of West Seneca for its collaboration at this site. And with that, I'll turn it over to Julie Barrett O'Neill, our director, the governor's director for our DEC Region 9. And really, on behalf of everybody involved, I look at my friend Evelyn Hicks here, a longtime West Seneca resident and leader, somebody who always kept her eye on the environment here in West Seneca. Today is the day for good folks like Evelyn Hicks and for the next generation of everybody who makes today's day possible. Thank you so much. And here's Julie Barrett O'Neill.
Thank you, Bonnie. So it's my good fortune to work with the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. So the agency actually acquired this property in 1992 and opened it officially to the public in 1997. It has been named after one of my predecessors, so I feel a certain amount of pressure, but John Spagnoli, who served in my role for a while, was a long-time advocate for having a canoe trail along the Buffalo River and invested heavily in expanding the kinds of facilities that you see here today. I also want to just give credit because very quietly, the DEC staff has been managing this site for a very long time. And what you might not see here today are the fisheries biologists and the folks at our hatchery that have been helping to really support a vibrant sport fishing community across this region. You're not seeing our conservation officers who regularly patrol the site to help keep it safe for everyone who involves. And you're not seeing our incredibly dedicated operations crew, which keeps this place in beautiful shape on behalf of all New Yorkers, and that's part of our commitment going forward. So we have an incredible team that works here that you may not see, on these press podiums, but they're the reason why this site is such an incredible asset to the town and the region, and of course our incredible fisheries economy. I struggle with making sure that I always describe my fish accurately, so I'm going to rely upon the incredible notes provided by our fisheries biologists. But this is an area where the river transitions a little, and so there are riffles. And for those who are, not familiar with that cute little term riffle, it's where we get a rocky area where the water moves differently and the fish will love it. And so we get steelhead and smallmouth bass here gathering in the pools around Harlem Road. So it doesn't matter how many cars are going by on the highway, the fish are still committed to our local waterways. And our spectacular hatchery team stocks over 17,000 steelhead in the Buffalo River system every year so that people have a wonderful opportunity to fish for a really fun species that makes fishing interesting and fun and engaging. And I know this because I've got a son who spends a lot of time on local waterways, much like Bonnie's nephew, really enjoying the recreation that provides. And as the governor champions, gets off the phone and gets outside and gets great exercise, but also helps us, every person who is at one of these sites is helping us monitor our local waterways. They're all part of our shared obligation to help take care of our resources. So they notice when we have trash and help us pick it up. They notice when the fish are, coming up the river and there's excitement. And so it keeps us in tune to our natural system, no matter how much, the world is changing. These are things that humans have been doing for millennia. This is as old as it is. So I just want to recognize this project in particular is going to be adding some wonderful new features for this site, the ADA accessible fishing pier. Physical, differences among us should not limit our abilities to get at this water, to access the recreation. And we're so thrilled that Waterkeeper has been an incredible partner in championing the site and recognizing the value of access for everyone and for our economy and our fishing economy. We put millions and millions of dollars back into this economy through tourism, through fishing charters, and sites like this help literally get people hooked. Pun intended. So I want to thank everyone here, the town, the state, and of course our good partners at Waterkeeper.
Thanks, Julie. Well, thank you very much, everyone, all of you, for your enthusiasm. As you can see, when people have access to the outdoors, you can even see it in all of our attitudes and temperaments today, right? You're connected to nature. You have places to go outside. You're reconnecting. You're tuning out the noise of the world. We need more of this, right? It brings out the collaborative nature in all of us. We need more collaboration like this in our community. We need more of it in our country right now. And it's a true honor to be able to work across the aisle with government and nonprofit organizations and agencies to make projects like this happen. We're still getting started. We got a lot more to go, but we're really excited to celebrate the groundbreaking here at Harlem Road today. So we'll take a few questions right now, and then we're going to do our ceremonial groundbreaking. We got shovels, right? We're going to use those shovels. So we'll take a few questions. We'll do the groundbreaking, and then any other one-on-ones after that. And then we're also taking a little walk to see the actual site. If folks want to have the right footwear on and want to go see that. So, any questions? Well, we don't have any actual physical counts. We just have more of anecdotal observations, and maybe even our friends here at the town of West Seneca. It is a heavily used area, and it's also seasonally dependent, depending on which fish are running and when. But I don't know if the town has any more information details on it. We haven't gone and actually counted individuals. We just know that you can see by the size of this parking lot, it's heavily used by the community. Any other questions? All right, we get to go play in the dirt now. Sorry, thanks everybody.